not going anywhere. Nobody is going to scrap free SHS. What was said was political talk, and it was just political gimmickry. Free SHS is not going anywhere. We're going to maintain the policy. What we're going to do is to get dedicated funding for it so that it is better resourced than it is currently. There's a lot of waste in the system. We're going to help to make it more efficient so that the teachers, the parents, and the students get the best out of the free SHS. We're going to look at the basic school level too. Because we have focused on free SHS, we are abandoning the basic level. And so the basic level is becoming a major problem. 1.3 million pupils at the basic level do not have furniture. They don't have tables and chairs to sit on. They lie on their stomachs in the classroom or sit on cement blocks. And that's because all our focus has been on the secondary school level. So we're going to hold a national education forum, and that forum is going to bring all the stakeholders together. And we're going to take a look at the whole education value chain. And we're going to come, and by consensus, all of us, it's non-partisan, everybody of every walk of life who has a stake in education is going to be at that conference. And we're going to take important decisions on how to reform our education so that the children get better quality. And so that's what we're going to look at. But the thing about me coming and scrapping free SHS was just political gimmickry by the MPP. Free SHS has come to stay. We're going to make it better. We're going to improve the quality of the food for the children.
Yeah. Yo, you are welcome to Shot360Mediagh. Imam Bibia Kwaba Ediba Shot360Mediagh so Bibia Uwa Oshen Bia. I said Bibia me wono esumbi edaso, but seriously, ye be idma. What you say? Controversial stories bia eni nema ebra is Excellency John Dramani Mahama ewini yen. Eni nyina ne say MPP for awunim say omo de jandam na no mo pese omo nye mfuturo na no pese omo ntungu ni penisu. Bebre kasa na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama we wini die free SHS no oba be twem ebimu kra se we twem ebimu kra se His Excellency na Akufo-Addo no the free SHS na background we twem dida and we try bed tax me a whole lot of things we are going to be looking at and a whole lot of things we are going to be talking around. Baby bia wo bia wo hwebia no mechechia Emma Srunkon baby bia wo bia no and first of all so no message say obeshe video no comment hu hia or mine ho donti and adibiano we want to come your way and bring out issues that is happening in the country. Yem pese ebimu betu futru egu ebimu eninti ye hu no krena ye pese yembra out na yemfa no kreno embra mbetudwa. And the topic we are going to be talking about this moment and at this time around Minane say, is it true that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is going to cancel the free SHS? No kreni say no crepa ne say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wabi obeba be trap free SHS no more na. These are some of the things that yeba be di unkomo. Mesra say ahano eye citizen platform, citizen based platform, and your political based platform. Enti o adwen kire bia obetimi ediaba na ye nyina yesua de ba we adwen say wo de politics na blind tribal politics na obedi kire dia aha enye o platform mesra say obehye video na edina dodo na de frame me Chris aka with all due respect, this nonsense must stop, and truly the nonsense will stop. No amount of lies will defeat the truth. When the truth finds its way out, what we get to see. Quickly, let's watch what really happened between His Excellency His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Akufo-Addo Mawani on his show, an interview they had. Let's listen to what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama have to say about the free SHS. Let's watch it and come right now.
But I'm finding out free SHS. I issue kesepa ewa ba ya betri. Oba beguno. Me good one. Almost say within 15 years of the promulgation of this constitution, there shall be free, compulsory, universal basic education in Ghana. That was the first one. Within 15 years, and on my definite time frame, say they must work so that within 15 years, I call primary school JSS, there, a free, a compulsory, a universal. Then number 2, almost say the state shall make secondary education in Ghana progressively free. Because after F-cube, no, almost say as the economy grows, no, about being resources you bet me gradually free SHS are free. It's almost progressively free. And then after that tertiary, almost the state shall do endeavor all there to make tertiary education progressively free. Into first F-cube, second free SHS, third tertiary. Into F-cube no, now I can say you free SHS. Into 2015, me launch a progressively free SHS program. Me launch you start say day students absorb fees no, and at 2016 the boarding students they become. But me and him say be free SHS ninety. Me promise me see 200 new secondary schools because me who say nkwadano beba be doso. Nti yensi schools den term say the be ya nkwadano doso na benya school ni bi akọ. Nti say yensi schools no. Ye be 47. Na ne ye ni bi ye den nkwadano ekohye mu. And about another 40 something na you boa so ye de pono akakakra me ye. And ye di free abemo. Nti ma adwene say anka na na akofado ban no. Akobeso mu na wetimi wie in term school na ba ko bia timi fa anka na be 1000. Nti anka ye wie 100 mpo anka be create 100,000 new spaces in secondary school for children. What I say? Nti ye free abemo na na akofado ban. Nano na poka say me jana ka for na wo ba wo yenka say sebi kokran tumi ana boko ana bole na yesi dormitory space ni ho into ko high dine ema over 60 years ebe ode. What I say? Omu ye ya kopemye. Headmasters can ni attract omu. Headmaster can ni transfer no. Enti omu penye no. Afe na de omu ni bebi ombeko biom. Enti omu say ni double track. Enti omu dividing kwadano. Enti mu kwa na mu mabe transfer. Enkwa ntimi do transfer 3 months. A omu ko school. Omu nyenyem na omu brase. Enkwadano so otifie na onye hwe na oboko manhwe ya na one tramol nkrofo starting no tramol na brabo asay. What I say? Enti ni amak campaign channel ne say. Say me ba schools na me see no. Messi in term will prioritize it. Enti ebi are almost at completion stage. Enti will prioritize it so that you baby use our schools in term near the Kodako shim. So that you bet me a double track nefio. Because a very big headache for our phone. And Kodanity fear. This all for teacher. It's your money and the whole aim of free SHS, they say, you can free our phone also. It is a double track for Hona Kodana Betna 3 months. Now every month, or your teacher 200 Ghana times 3 months, 600 Ghana. It is the same bill na Otia Abra Yenya free SHS. Inti Sadia propaganda MPP for a year. And Caso, what's Mama Ba, Obetra free SHS. And why would I do that? Why would I do that? You know.
Ebushan for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na no yidie na mokoti e kwan free SHS no e fa sokra na omu initiate e wo Ghana constitution mu no eno na wakokoti from the genesis His Excellency John Dramani Mahama e kan ese free SHS na nkasapo na e woma obia MPP4 person mu nkasa omo NDC4 so person mu nkasa omo no e kwan free SHS no e fa so e ba no e na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama abayibi chirichirim and amejidi say you have gotten the understanding now. I believe say as a Ghanaian udi mechia o share me videos no you have gotten the understanding say the free SHS is not something that His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo say no claim so no di by started. It started long ago. Progressively in the constitution, it is in there. What I say, our constitution must say, friends, elementary school, which is the primary school free. No, they should also make sure say 15 years later, no, they should make the senior high schools no progressively free. So 15 years later now, Edru Swa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ni personal. and no shots here progressively because as I say near be brave and go akwan before betimi open up to the whole public and progressively now His Excellency John Dramani Mahama kanu MPP for political gimmicks ni 2 million mo penti almost ye penny free and omdi buy na Ghana for yeso mu and to omo buy no instead of them to go progressively no on be to mu and nothing na obo say ebedu baby no yemam be ye dia ma yenya green your friend saying green shift yellow shift gold and those kind of things by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne num sema all kenyina ne say free senior high school no on twemu ne entwemu ochina enti utie wo bebia na utina ebi mo se na free SHS His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say obetwema mehra wo de eti ono ankasa nenum nsem tie ono ankasa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ono ankasa nenum nsem ansa na ye ntwa so.
Free SHS has come to stay and it is not going anywhere. Nobody is going to scrap free SHS. What was said was political talk and it was just political gimmickry. Free SHS is not going anywhere. We're going to maintain the policy. What we're going to do is to get dedicated funding for it so that it is better resourced than it is currently. There's a lot of waste in the system. We're going to help to make it more efficient so that the teachers, the parents, and the students get the best out of the free SHS. We're going to look at the basic school level too. Because we have focused on free SHS, we are abandoning the basic level. And so the basic level is becoming a major problem. 1.3 million pupils at the basic level do not have furniture. They don't have tables and chairs to sit on. They lie on their stomachs in the classroom or sit on cement blocks. And that's because all our focus has been on the secondary school level. So we're going to hold a national education forum. And that forum is going to bring all the stakeholders together. And we're going to take a look at the whole education value chain. And we're going to come, and by consensus, all of us, it's non-partisan, everybody of every walk of life who has a stake in education is going to be at that conference. And we're going to take important decisions on how to reform our education so that the children get better quality. And so that's what we're going to look at. But the thing about me coming and scrapping free SHS was just political gimmickry by the MPP. Free SHS has come to stay. We're going to make it better. We're going to improve the quality of the food for the children.
Yeah. Afe, that is what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is saying. The free SHS has come to stay. And as the free SHS has come to stay, then they have to get a permanent funding. Se see how be MPP for say free SHS no mo kanu kwan ben su no mo fa etua sa free SHS no kana you could see say it is a car oma boato homa oman no a car buburja by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as a visionary leader, as a leader who have a foresight, is saying say the free SHS, what is coming to do is that it's not coming to scrap it, it's coming to hold a meeting with the stakeholders so that they look for a permanent funding to support the free SHS. And not only the free SHS, it's also coming to look to the primary sector. What I say, the primary sector, because the people transit from the private sector to the senior high school. What I say, and these are now dream or deba, and this will be tina baby, a catch us a betwema a yentro. Now, the former finance minister of the
free in Europe. Secondary education is free in the US, but they are day schools. They are day schools.
What's your point?
And I'm coming to it. They are day schools. The best governments do is to put those in the US yellow buses, which you have to stop to give priority for the bus to take the kids to school. Right. So how come rich developed countries that started the boarding school system, right? And today if you want to go to a boarding school, college or whatever, it's elite. And you have to pay a lot. And it's only rich people who are able to take and talented students who may get scholarships, right? Who go to those schools. Why don't we follow the examples? What makes us think that we can support free SHS unfettered from fees to the warning came in 2018 or 2019 early in the administration when we used 2.2 billion of a bond Ghana cedis to support free SHS.
But to be fair, Mr. Tekpe, Hello Poriata, then as finance minister, alluded to this fact. He talked about the reality that it was going to be difficult to sustain this trend.
And of course, I tweeted to compliment. I mean, that's a reality. That's what we've been saying. Our option is the e-schools. And when you take as many e-schools, into the communities, train any teachers. If they have to take loan to do it, you remember that policy and all that. That is the way, to bring down the cost. You can't add every single, element,
Mr. Tekpe, that's your plan?
It has always been the plan.
Okay.
Progressively free.
So practically, how does it work, Mr. Tekpe? What's the JM plan for this?
I've just said it. I'm saying that it's not new. We started building 200 e-schools. But for the fall in crude oil prices, we would have completed about 120. So you're going back to complete there in the bush. Some of them, so you're going back to complete it. And the way to reduce and grant access, is to build more e-schools so that they go today and then you produce more teachers. Right? That is a compliment. Ghana's budget cannot sustain unfettered, I'm not saying free SHS, cannot sustain unfettered free SHS. Unfettered in the sense that government takes on every, and remember, tuition is free across. Tuition is already free. It has always been free from primary to university. Tuition is free. And that already is a heavy cost.
To be able to fund this, 9.9.
So that is the former finance minister, Tekpe, uti ni analysis na one can will be beer that say free SHS no between. Listen carefully. Tekpe scenario now man one can say free SHS no be on between or ma your first scenario no to the twin say or compare Ghana your education system any outside country or compare those two. What I say is trying to compare those two, but me ba munhwe sa your friends and sa asama his excellency Nana Akufo-Addo kan ye recently in team breast here.
For the education of their wards should send them to fee-paying private schools. Public schools, that is schools funded by the taxpayer, should be free to all who would otherwise be unable to pay for their education. That is why the numbers of pupils who have access to secondary education has doubled since the introduction of the free senior high school policy. And that over 5.7 million persons have benefited from the policy since its inception. The full impact of this dramatic development will be felt in due course and will far outweigh the small number of privileged parents who can afford to pay for the education of their wards.
While I concede that the free SHS is very good and revolutionary, however, equal attention must be given to basic education at the public schools to ensure that they are not left behind. The free SHS program must be means tested using the data compiled by the National Identification Authority so that rich parents do not suddenly transform to become peasant farmers, as in the days of old when we had the Cocoa scholarship. Students from comfortable backgrounds who attended expensive basic schools must pay fees at the senior high school level so that resources are free to fully cater for the poor.
So that's why I brought you here. When they are going to fix it, it's going to be yes, sir. No, it's all going to outside of our support. Yeah, definitely. So we're all fixing it for that. Yeah. All this one. But when you go to the schools, so these are the place for the road, the traffic.
For the education of their wards should send them to fee-paying private schools. Public schools, that is schools funded by the taxpayer, should be free to all who would otherwise be unable to pay for their education. That is why the numbers of pupils who have access to secondary education has doubled since the introduction of the free senior high school policy. And that over 5.7 million persons have benefited from the policy since its inception. The full impact of this dramatic development will be felt.
But I'm finding out free SHS. I issue kesepa ewa ba e ba betu. Oba be guno.
Me go to say free SHS. We name the heroes of free SHS. Ghana for hairdressers, tailor for butchers, mechanics. Omo control 1992 constitution no. Says our constitution no. Union boycott here. Ghana Bar Association boycott here. Almost all money hairdresser for ni when to be control constitution. Into omo manko. It's the ordinary people of this country that controls our constitution no. Omo can you me about education. One, almost say within 15 years of the promulgation of this constitution, there shall be free, compulsory, universal basic education in Ghana. That was the first one. Within 15 years, and on a definite time frame, say, they must work so that within 15 years, what I call primary school, JSS, a be free, a be compulsory, a be universal. Then number two, almost say the states shall make secondary education in Ghana progressively free. Because after F-cube, almost say, as the economy grows, about benya resources, you bet me gradually I'm free SHS are free. It's almost progressively free. And then after that tertiary, obviously the state shall do endeavor all there and there to make tertiary education progressively free. Into first F cube, second free SHS, third tertiary. Into you F cube no. Now I can say you free SHS. Into 2015, me launch a progressively free SHS program. Me launch it. You start say day students absorb fees no. And at 2016, the boarding students they become. But me and him say be free SHS ninety. May you promise me see 200 new secondary schools because me who say Kwadano beba be doso. And TNC schools then term say the beya and Kwadano doso na benya school ni biako. And TNC say yes schools no. You be beya 47. Na you ni be the Kwadano ekoshimo. And about another 40 something na you boaso ye de pono akakakra me and ye defee abemo. And to my journey, Nana Kufado Bino, Akobesumuna, which may be in term school, Bakubia to me for 1,000. And you 100 and poor, and can make 100,000 new spaces in secondary school for children. What I say, and you free abemo, Nana Kufado Bai. Nano Napoka said, Mijana cat for free SHS 39 million. Okay, so we must add also be done 39 million free SHS. And on my budget, you accounting for expenditure for the previous year. Capture expenditure on free SHS. What I say? I launched it. What I say? Nana do buy and no bet twice. Also twice no progressively because now 3 years of Enquada and there was secondary school. Or say third year and second year there. Even no more first year so no more can say beba September no and all the free SHS no be say until third year second year and first year na school abra or buy no one form one can when you to your fees that was a progressive implementation of free SHS until who even initiated it. Meaning I don't see where this argument is coming from. They are not making say why did I launch it when I was president? You see the illogic in it. So I'm crying, and I'm confident and say, me say me na me initiative free SHS, but I don't launch it. Into implementing free SHS no. And I'm gonna buy in Panama bed also dormitories in New classrooms in New. Into now gonna be a double thing. What you call school be yes a quite new dormitory. Into say I work for no be high a dia a bench school no. Now after what bad school for 16 years old. Na ebia wote winiba na wo ba wo yenka se sebi kokran to me ana boko ana bole na yesi dormitory space ni ho into ko high dine ema over 60 years ebe ode what I say omu ye ya kopemye headmasters can ni attract omu headmaster can ni transfer no enti omu pemye no afi na de omu ni bebi ombeko biom enti omu se enya double track into almost dividing Quadano into more bed transfer. And for to me, the transfer 3 months. Almost go school. Almost moninium and yam na omobrase. And Quadano so what if you no yashia na or boku manchiana on a tramol and profile starting no tramol and nana brabo says what I say. And she near Macan campaign children and say. Some about schools now me say no. Messi in tem will prioritize it until it be almost at completion stage. And you will prioritize it so that you may use our schools in them near the Kodako Shim so that you bet me a double track nephew. Because a very big headache for our phone. And Kodanity fear. This work of a teacher, it's your manufacturing, and the whole aim of free SHS, they say, you can free our phone also. It is a double track for Hona for Dana Betra 3 months. Now every month, or your teacher 200 Ghana times 3 months, 600 Ghana. It is the same bill now Otia Abra Yenya free SHS. And the Sadia propaganda MPP for a year. And Caso, what's about Mama Ba, or Betra free SHS. And you know, why would I do that? Why would I do that? You know.
Let's bring them out. So they have to make it. Yes, you said you don't want it. You send it to the man. Don't worry, don't worry. No, one and a half. Send it there. We need that we can arrange the level. Yes. Teacher. Give me my own before you pay for it. If I pay, there's no money for you. Teacher, I know so. That my money, there is different money. Oh, when you come to visit. Oh, that's not different to teacher. How do you know around this? You are promoting exactly the same teacher. I'm not about to you can't be married with teacher, but they are moving. They are doing their application. You look at it. The way you come out of the Okay. So, quickly, you are once again welcome to Shot360Mediagh. This is your boy, Chris, aka with all due respect, this nonsense must stop, and truly the nonsense will stop. We are still on the topic of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Is he coming to cancel the what's the name? The free SHS, or is coming to build on it? And I believe a couple of times you've heard him saying that he is coming to build on the free SHS. He's not coming to cancel it. But after he has gotten to the office, let's hear what His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo said when he was talking about the free SHS or Kasafa free SHS in the zone.
This free senior high school policy is a policy for the development of our country. We're not going back on it. We're not going to have it reviewed. We're going to continue with it. We're going to improve on it. We're going to develop the infrastructure so that we can develop the human capacity of our country. That is the position of the new patriotic party and of its president, Nana Akufo-Addo. No review today, no review tomorrow, no cancel.
So say ene obi mu cancel His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo etwa free SHS no mu a ekwan ben so no afa edi twa ade ono aka say even no review
This free senior high school policy is a policy for the development of our country. We're not going back on it. We're not going to have a review. We're going to continue with it. We're going to improve on it. We're going to develop the infrastructure so that we can develop the human capacity of our country. That is the position of the new patriotic party and of its president, Nana Akufo-Addo. No review today, no review tomorrow. No cancel.
No review today, no review tomorrow. So when somebody is out there throwing dust into the faces of the masses, say the free SHS will be cancelled, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wabenkwa the free SHS between Sinuhu, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama plainly, blankly say the free SHS will not be cancelled. Say tekpe koye ni own submission ono so anka say on betwa free SHS no mom kra kire say uko developed country to say America ni other places now free SHS no public day schools no mo enjoy those things because they make sure say community biano there is a senior high school and they say no nipa bi betimi afi Kumasi akwa Accra. Those border schools and no, those ones are made for the richest or the rich people. What I say, and there is no way His Excellency John Dramani Mahama akase free SHS no between. And now say take ko jina baby some between. Or see the way they started it progressively, they will continue making sure that they make infrastructure ready to make everything work together. And the mesro. So be a catch yourself free SHS no between. That is not true, and that will not be true. But after His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has been selected as the new president for the Republic of Ghana, your friend saying ambassadors bimu ekonifi ekochia no inti what really transpired over there, and let's see them.
I wanted to come and first of all congratulate you on your remarkable electoral victory at the weekend. The team were just saying how it exceeded even your own expectations. So huge congratulations. We had observers out around the country in 15 of the regions and got 409 polling station reports, and it was great to see this election proceed so peacefully. And the reports that we had in from our observers really noted how clear the process was throughout. And it was good also to see, of course, Dr. Bawumia conceded and then the conciliatory tone of your response to his concession as well. Also your calls for calm and for the correct processes to be followed during the collation afterwards. So a good election, a really strong basis for you moving forward. And we, as the representatives of British government here in Ghana, want to state our commitment to working with you, to supporting you and your government through your tenure. I know that the relationship between UK and Ghana is a really important one. It's one that the British government prizes highly. British people prize highly when you think about the people connections between our countries, and we look forward to taking it from strength to strength under your leadership. We worked closely together with some of your team, bringing in some of the expertise from our High Commission team through the manifesto process, and we want to offer that support as you go through the transition and through your first days in government as well. We've of course seen your 120-day plan. It highlights a number of areas where your interests and our interests coincide, thinking about health, education, but perhaps particularly economic growth, job creation. We want to offer up our expertise to assist however that might be useful to you. We're interested also in what you have said before the election and since around governance, around getting on top of corruption. These are areas also that matter a huge amount to the UK. They're areas where we're learning across the world how to do better. So again, regularly through the year, covering economics and the commercial relationship, trade and investment, as well as security and defence, where our areas of collaboration are very broad. So we're keen to continue to work with you in those areas particularly and make the most of those senior level dialogues. But mostly for now, we want to say a huge congratulations, and we want to offer our support to you and to your incoming government as you take on this huge responsibility, giving us such a significant majority of the vote over the weekend. Congratulations, Excellency, and to all of your team. Her Excellency, Prof. Jane as well.
Thank you. It was assumed, the congratulations were assumed because you've had an open door. We've met several times in the run-up to the election, long before the election, and in the run-up to the election. And so we've always had an open channel of communication. And so, I mean, even if I didn't hear from you, I'd assume your congratulations.
I'm glad. I hope you also had the message from the Foreign Secretary and the Minister of Africa.
Yes, we did. Yes, thank you. And so, I mean, you can all get it right, and that would be able to sail from this election, despite the anxiety that existed before.
Hey, Madam, Madam, will you be my friend? I really like you, Pam.
We've always managed in the last minute to pull the chestnuts out of the fire, and I think we did that again. There were a few casualties, though, and I do think that it's something we must look into to make sure that it does not become a mark of our elections that people lose their lives. And so I believe that the current administration will begin some investigation to find out what happened, and we will continue that investigation from wherever they leave off. The transition teams have been set up, and they've started to work. So I hope that the transition will go expeditiously, and that it will be a smooth process, so that we have a smooth handover from one government to the other. And so we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, we'll be happy to begin some multilateral and bilateral discussions on the economic cooperation between us and our international partners. And UK is particularly a historic partner in terms of our joint history and all. And so we'll be happy to look at what the cooperation is. Of course, our priorities are restoring economic stability. That's absolutely the priority. And the second is restoring economic growth and creating more job opportunities for young people. But we do have some emergencies we need to deal with, and that is the energy sector. It's the Achilles heel of the whole economic recovery effort. If we do not do something about the energy sector, it could crash everything that we're doing. So as quickly as possible, we want to look at whatever assistance we can get in looking at the whole energy value chain and making sure we have a more sustainable energy sector going forward. And so whatever our partners can do to be of assistance, both in terms of technical cooperation and also in terms of, resource mobilization, I think it's something we'd like to look at. Aside from that, I think so far so good. The cooperation we're expecting is what is ongoing. There are few signals that have been raised in respect of some contracts that some parastatals are trying to sign off at the last minute. That will commit government, the new government even, before it was coming to office. And so it's something that we've raised a signal about. And it's my hope that the Joint Transitional Team would take a look at it and deal with it. There are also reports of last-minute mass recruitment into all the agencies, which will be a liability on the new government. And so that's something we've asked them to take up at the Transitional Team meeting and see how we can deal with those issues. But otherwise, I think we want to thank the UK for all the support and cooperation before, during, and after the election. We're still going to work by consensus because we need everybody on board to be able to move this nation forward. And so even though we have such a huge majority, we're still going to make sure that we carry along the minority majority, and we achieve things by consensus rather than railroading things through. And so I want to thank you once again and your team for this visit.
Yo, so guys, that is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, his plan. His plans that is coming to execute, how they are going to be working together with other stakeholders across the country is what Odie Tuja. And first of all, no, Medda Obi Biara Sibi Bia Wobia O Shemi Bia no Inshira encoding. First of all, no, turn on the notification.